Third time's a charm. We're gonna try this again. It says it keeps kicking me off. I don't know why it is doing that. Oh my gosh. Third time's a charm. So, going back to that from the last chat, we did -3 times -3 times -3. So that means we got -27. And -27 times 64, awesome, is -1,728. -1728. Maybe I should just try going into a different room. Maybe that'll work. I'll go outside. It's nice outside, even though it's cold. Let's try this. Gotta take all the stuff. Let's try this. This is gonna be what it is. Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay. Let's do -3 squared x to the 4th z to the, my z's always look like 2's, y to the 2nd all over -3 to the 4th x squared y to the 6th. Can you explain the quotient rule? I'm doing the quizzes and I'm really confused. Okay, quotient rule is right here, Brayden. This is the quotient rule. Just very complicated for a moment. Okay, the quotient rule basically means that you're dividing exponents, and by dividing exponents, you're just subtracting exponents with common bases, with the same base. So like right here, -3, these are the same base. So 2 and 4, those are our exponents. So we look at our exponents, which one is bigger? 4. That means our base is going to stay on the bottom. So when we rewrite just this piece, we get -3 squared on the bottom because 4 minus 2 is 2. And then we have 1 left over. Well, we have 0 left over. And any number to the 0 power is just 1. So the purple goes to that purple right there. And then we're just going to apply it to the same idea to our x's because these are similar bases. X and x are the same base. Now we look at our exponents. 4 is bigger than 2, so we know that our x's are going to stay on the top. So we got an x. Now we do 4 minus 2, which is 2. That's our x's. So I'm going to erase this one just for being able to see it nicer. Now we're dealing with our y's, because we have a y here and a y here. So 6 is bigger than 2, so we know our y's are going to stay on the bottom. So then we do 6 minus 2, which is 4. And there's our simple form. But since 2 is less than, like our exponent 2 is less than 5, we can simplify this even more and say that -3 in parentheses squared is 9. So our real for sure final answer is x squared on the top, 9y to the 4th. There we go. Can I do number 8 on the algebra test review? Yes, I will add it. Okay. I'm glad you got it rated. Okay. Number 8 on the test review. Like the whole piece, because it's a lot. There's 6 parts. So, number 8 on the algebra test review. Okay. So we're given that m of x equals negative x plus 5, x minus 3. Can I do 8D? I'm working on number 8. Maybe I should just do all of it because it was a very complicated problem. So here's our number 8 on our test review. So, finding our vertex. How I would suggest finding your vertex? Oh, it's going to answer your 8D. Okay, so finding your vertex, I wouldn't suggest finding your x-intercepts because your vertex is always smack dab in between your x-intercepts or your roots or your zeros, all the same word. So let's find our x-intercepts. We know that we set x plus 5 equal to 0 and x minus 3 equal to 0. So that means that x equals negative 5 and positive 3. Those are our x-intercepts. Okay? Now, we want to find halfway between negative 5 and positive 3. So we're finding distance. We go 5 plus 3 is 8. So our distance, so if we look at this, here's negative 5, here's positive 3. Very bad graph. Okay? We're trying to find halfway here. So, halfway would be negative 1. So our vertex is negative 1, because it's halfway in between. Oops, thank you. Concave down. Forgot that negative. That one, there. Concave down, because there's a negative right here. Didn't see that. Concave down, because there's a negative. There's my graph. So here's my vertex. That's going to be my highest point. So my vertex is negative 1. Now I'm going to plug that in, which is negative 1 plus 5 in parentheses, and negative 1 minus 3. So we get m of negative 1 equals negative 4 times negative 4. Just making sure I'm good. Yep. No, this should be a positive 4. My mistake. That should be a positive 4. Positive 4. So we have negative 4 times negative 4. So m of negative 1 is positive 16. So my vertex is negative 1, comma 16. So this point right here, let me write it and then I'll show you, is negative 1, comma 16. Sorry, it's very crazy. So my vertex is my maximum point since it's a concave down. And we found it by finding our middle between our two zeros. And then plug that in to our equation and solve for the y value. So far we have our zeros, our vertex. We can even find our line of symmetry because our line of symmetry goes through our vertex. So I'm going to erase this because it's getting kind of easy. So we have vertex is negative 1, 16. Our zeros are x equals negative 5 and 3. And we know that our axis of symmetry goes through our vertex at our x value. So that means our axis of symmetry is x equals -1. And that's for number F. And we know it's a maximum because it's concave down. And then we need to find our y-intercept. So we need to plug in 0 for our x value because it's going through our y-axis, which is 0. So to find our y-intercept, we do m of 0, which equals -0 plus 5, 0 minus 3. So m of 0 equals -5 times -3. So let me just finish this one, and then I'll answer Jeremy's question. So -5 times -3, so m of 0 is +15. So that means our y-intercept is 0, 15. And then I'm hoping you can do E because you're just plugging 7 in for x, which is what we did here. Instead of 0 right here and here, you're just plugging in 7. Okay. What is the fastest way to find standard form from looking at a graph like 9? And Ava, you want number 23 on the homework. Okay, number 9. Fastest way to find standard form. Okay, fastest way to find standard form is you find your roots and then you okay, here, I'll draw our graph. So, it looks like this. Okay, this is our graph on number 9. Okay, it's very light sketch, so don't judge me on it. So you can find your zeros really quickly. You can find it right here and right here. On the graph, it is -1, so x equals -1 and x equals 5. So you know that those are your roots. You can then take that and you can put it into factored form. So we get y, that would be our factored form, going from our zeros to our factored form. And then the last thing that we have to do is we have to look at our scale factor. So easiest way to find your scale factor, look at your vertex, which is, in this case, your lowest point. My graph's not good, I'll go over here. And then you want to go to your next y, so your y, so 1 over. So it should be, normally is just 1, but in this case, we went up 2. So that means our scale factor is 2. So what that means, so here, is right here, from our vertex, we went up 1 over 2. That's our scale factor. That's how we got that. Leave that for later. X squared minus 5x plus 2x squared minus 8x minus 10. And if you notice, -10 was your y-intercept on that graph in number 9. So there you go. It's a good way to check to make sure that you solved it correctly. If you guys are asking about number 8, we already did it. You can back it up. Number 23 on last night's homework. Gotta find it first. Okay. Ooh, fractions. I just gotta do fractions. Fractions are fun. So we got y equals 3/4 x plus 4 squared minus 27 over 16. Wow, rude. Okay, here is our equation on number 23 from the homework. 7C on the review on homework. Woo, homework. Okay, here's this. So we can find our vertex super quickly. Our vertex is, remember here, that's our x value. This is our y value. So our vertex, I'll zoom in a minute. Vertex is -4, comma, -27 over 16. Woo! So that's our vertex. We also need to find our x-intercepts. And number 3 on the test review. Okay. So we got our vertex. Now we want to find our x-intercepts. 8D I already did. 8D, you got to back it up. Okay. Gotta think about this one. I lost my notes. I came inside. Okay. Let me go get my notes. I forgot them. Woo! I'll be right back. I got him, wanted to make sure I was correct. Okay. Let me erase this because we already found our vertex. So to find our x-intercepts, we are going to add the 27/16 to the other side. So we get 27 over 16 equals, we're going to get this scale factor out of the way, so we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So we're going to multiply by 4/3 on both sides. So we get x plus 4 squared. And then we can cancel these out. This is a 4, 9. So we get 9/4 equals x plus 4 squared. Now, we're going to square root both sides, and we're very lucky because 9 and 4 are perfect squares. Square root both sides. So the square root of 9 is 3. The square root of 4 is 2. It's a bad 2. Cat's gonna escape. Oh, don't forget your plus or minus equals